Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, it's time to start getting caught up with some old VV labs. For those who might be wondering anything about those or what's going on there, if there's any new listeners, I've been having people submit games for me to review from the community, and sometimes what happens is people will submit more than one of those. And I only do one per user at a time, and then I just keep going, and I save the rest to catch up with later. Well, we're finally caught up fully on the new ones, right? And now I've got about 13 pages of backlog, of back storage, whatever you want to call it, of games we have to get through. So what I thought was going to be a 2 or 3 day affair, 2 or 3 day ordeal, it's going to probably take much longer than that. But not a big deal. We're not going to do a bunch of videos in a row getting through it. Actually, it depends. We'll see how this video goes. We'll see how people receive it. But what we'll probably do is about maybe 1 day a week, we'll start catching up with some of the games that we have to catch up on for the VV, the VV Labs. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to be hopping into about an hour and a half worth of Hody Jones gameplay. Now, we will speed this up to 2x speed. I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description, but because of the nature of today's video, we're not going to be doing a topic of the day. The entire thing is a VV lab, so we're not going to be showing my gameplay. We're just going to kind of be analyzing the games that people have submitted from the community. Okay? All right, guys, you know what you're getting into. Like I said, I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description. I'll have all relevant deck lists and links in the comment section below, but fair warning, for some of these videos where we're catching up on VV Labs, I might not have access to the actual deck. So just give you guys a heads up. It is what it is. My apologies in advance. I have no idea which of these decks I'll be able to get my hands on. If I ever do get a hold of the list, I will list it in the comment section below. All right, guys, let's do this. This should be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of Hody Jones action lined up for us today. I think it's like 7 or 8 games of Hody Jones, okay? All right, let's do this, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, let me where is the leader? There we go. We'll take that off. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x. And guys, buckle up. We've got about an hour and a half worth of Hody Jones footage here. But we are going to 2x speed it. Okay? And as far as the when these were recorded goes, I don't remember the exact date when I started this, but let's just say that this is in 1.23a version on the sim. So this might have been like the end of OP07 or the beginning of OP08. I can't exactly remember for us over here in the West. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, so we got a game here. The first one up here against Boa. We got Hody Jones versus Boa Hancock. And remember, guys, this is not me playing. Okay, this is a community-submitted game, but we will analyze it as we go. Okay, so Boa's going to start off with a Sengoku search. They're going to grab a Crocodile. I think it's the 2K counter Crocodile. They're going to play out a Kaya to draw 2 Trash 2, getting rid of a Red Rock and that Crocodile we just saw. Okay, so we started with a Kami, by the way. We're going to swing 5, play out Daruma. Daruma is a real nuisance because of the way it works, especially with the leader. Now, real quick, let me pause. The card in their hand that looks like Zoro is actually the 9-cost Zoro, I believe. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up. All right, so the Boa is going to cheat out the Jinbei, or play out the Jinbei, cheating out the Weevil, and we're kind of off to the races here. Now, remember, guys, Hody Jones's effect. Let me pause and see if we can get it right on his effect or on Daruma's. All right, first of all, so Daruma. This is a 3-cost, 4,000 power, 1K counter character with a Dawn ×1 when attacking once per turn effect that says if your leader has the new Fishman Pirate type, which is what Hody Jones is, set this character as active and give it plus 1,000 power for the turn, and then add the top card of your life to your hand. So with that, with the Hody Jones, I'm going to try to pause it right on Hody so we know what he does. It's too fast. I got to slow it down real quick, guys. I got on 2x speed. Okay, so let me go down to like 0.25 speed. Let me hit play and go back. His mouse is right on it. There we go. So you may rest this leader. Hody Jones has an activate main to get around the life loss. So he has activate main. You may rest this leader and rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less, or one of their Dawn. Then during this turn, you cannot add life cards to your hand through your own effects. So he's going to be able to rest down one of these 1-cost characters here, 3-cost or lower characters, and swing twice. And he gets plus 1,000 for the turn. Okay, so it is a very, very strong effect. Okay, all right, so we're back to play. Let me go back to 2x speed, and here we go. Going to swing for 5 with the Hody Jones, so we're probably not going to play out the Daruma this turn. They probably want to wait for Boa to attack, and then they can attack into that. Very nice. Going to counter out with the 3-cost Dosen, or whatever his name is, counter out there, and then we're going to take the 6k hit and go down there. Excuse me, pause, and go down to 3 life. Did we take multiple hits that turn? I might have missed it. But real quick, they play out Boa Hancock, and they're going to bottom deck our Kami and make it where our Yamato cannot attack for the turn. Very annoying, because that very, very annoying, because that is a double attacker with Banish, the 5-cost Yamato. Okay, but let's see what we're going to do. We're definitely going to cash in, I think, on the effect here. Rest this, rest down. Probably the Sengoku is probably the better bet. Yep, and then going to attack into the Jinbei for 9. And then he stands up. Let's see if he chooses to defend out of this. He should let this one go and try to defend out of the Weevil if he's going to do that. And he does play out the Dosen. And then it's... So let me pause real quick. So this character, this is a very important character to know what it does. It's a 3-cost, 4,000 power, 1k counter. When attacking, if your leader has the new Fishman Pirates type, this character cannot be KO'd in battle and has power plus 2,000 until the start of your next turn, and then add the top card of your life to your hand. So you guys see how you're going to be resting down characters or Dawn with your leader effect, so you don't lose life with the leader effect, and then getting these very, very powerful effects off. Okay, they're going to swing 8 into 5. We do not like to see that. They're going to swing 7. We probably need to get out of this one. 0 cost 3k, perfect. We got rid of the Rosinante. We're not going to need. We're definitely not going to need that. We're definitely not going to need that this game. So they're going to swing 7 into 5. We get a 2k counter from it. Very nice. And they have 5 Dawn left. Okay, that seems a little greedy, swinging for 7 here, and not even going for the character, by the way. And we're going to 2k to get out of that. I think they should have kept going for the Daruma and not going for life. But hey, yeah, it's their call. We're actually in a situation here where we might try to go for a game. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, actually might be going for the board. Let's see what... this is a tough call. Let me say that right now. So swing for 5 and see what they give us. If they take this greedily, which they did, they took that very, very greedily. Now we might have to change our play up. Because we do have a 2k and a 1k in hand. We can get out of a 7k attack. So let's see what ends up happening here. If we can clear out the board, which is unlikely. It is unlikely that we clear the board, just to be honest. Okay, going to swing for 10. Okay, they fully get out of that. So now I think we have to go for the board and just hope for the best. I think, oh, we conceded, no. Okay, so it probably was over, but hear me out. And we had a 2k counter coming out of life. So real quick, just to analyze the situation we're in. Here's how that could have gone. Now, they probably would have gotten out of it, to be fair, but here's what I would have done. I would have swung for 4 into the 2, into the, you know, whatever his name is there, the, oh, but it's going to take our last life card. That's what complicates it, yeah, because we're going to take our last life card and we can't do anything from there. Well, either way, that was a good game, but I do think it was actually over like they were saying, because what I was going to say was let's just clear up the board, but that will take our last life card, so they could just swing for 15 and the game's over. So, hey, good game. That was still a very good one there. Very fun game. All right, next, let's go to the next one here. Okay, I'm not used to not having to go through all the different games over on the right, because this is just one continuous playthrough. Okay, so we're going to go first versus the Perona with Hody Jones here, and we are going to play out the Kami and search up, I think it was Aladdin. And now it's the Perona's turn. They're going to do an Atama search. They got You Can Be My Samurai is the card they searched up. And we're going to swing for 5, and we're going to slam down this Daruma. Daruma is basically the best turn 2 we can get, especially going first. They swing for 5 at face. That means they're going to play out the Ryuma, pretty much guaranteed. So we take it, play out the Hiyori into the Ryuma to draw a card, and get the Hiyori in the trash for later for Gecko Moria. Very well played. And, you know, cycling with drawing the card like that. Play out the Aladdin. This is a 5-cost 6k blocker with an additional effect here. Okay, if he goes back over it, I'll try to pause it in time. But let's see what happens here. They're just gonna get rid of the Aladdin. So tap that down to draw 2. Man, that is a very nice synergy there. So they played out the Ryuma to drop our Aladdin, or excuse me, they played out the Suru to -2 to our Aladdin, get him to 3 Dawn, rest him with Perona. And then they use the You Can Be My Samurai to rest the 2 1-cost 2k counters just to draw 2 more cards, totally replacing those cards in hand, and then swinging 6 into it. Very well played here. I would probably just let this go, to be honest. But then again, I guess we could have tried to bait something else out. Oh, it has an on-KO effect. Okay, sorry. So real quick, guys, let me hit play, and we can read this card. Okay, so they're going to swing for 6 into 5 here. I forget what Aladdin does, but apparently it cheats a character into play. Okay. So it says, if your leader has Fishman type, summon I think it's a 3-cost or lower Fishman or Merfolk character card from your hand. It's very hard to read that, but I think it's a 3-cost or lower that it can play on KO from your hand. So Vanderdecken, it looks like we're going to trash a card to pop the Ryuma. Just get that out of the way now. Pretty nice interaction there, guys. That was actually a pretty nice interaction. Let me make sure we're at 2x speed. Okay, very good. We get another 0-cost event. And they just swung 9 at face. They had nothing else to play. So going to play the Hody Jones here, smash in for 8. And I hope we clean up this board. There is an argument to not clean up the board and maybe like keep that from them so they can't bring cards back with a Gecko Moria. That is a real potential. There is some potential there because, so look what they did. Very well played. I'm going to pause it, guys. So they have done -1 cost to the Hody Jones. He's down to 6. Now with the Gecko Moria, they're going to pull out the Suru and the Ryuma -2 to the Hody Jones, dropping him down to 4, and they're going to pop it with a Ryuma. So maybe we actually should not have taken out the Suru, even though it seemed like the most obvious intuitive play. It might not have, it might have actually been, let me bust out the accuracy meter, it might have been a less than ideal play, something more along the lines of a inaccuracy. Not a blunder, but an inaccuracy. Okay? All right, so they do get rid of it like that. Now they're probably going to just swing 5 into face. Yeah, I don't think they care about our 2-cost, guys. In fact, they want us to keep attacking into that Suru so they can keep recycling their Gecko Morias. But here's the thing. They are down to 1 life. They're going to have to give us a 2K, 1K. We're swinging in for 9. I'm pretty sure this one's going to go through. Maybe in that case we should have gone 8-8, but I think it came to the same conclusion there. It ended up getting 2 cards out. And they took the other one. They swing 6 into there. Okay, well, they're going to have to give us a blocker, theoretically, right? I think they're going to have to give us a blocker here. Yeah, okay. Double blocker is better than 1 blocker for sure. We do get the Zoro off the top, so I think we're going to swing for 6. See what they give us, a 1K. Yeah, of course. They were going to block and give us a 1K no matter what. They tap down our 9-cost Zoro. That's a 9-cost 9K Zoro. They just have a funny face on there. And I don't know how this card's going to survive, guys. I do not think it's going to survive. 7 into 5. I'm going to take that. 9 into 5. We end up having to counter out because then they could just go 14 at face. Oh, man. This is not good. 2 cards left. So now all they have to do is go 9 and then the rest. Yeah, go 9. Oh, man. A Noah's Ark. It's too bad we didn't take that first. And they're going to come in for 10. GG. Noah's Ark can rest all the characters on play, and it has a trigger to play the card. So if we had taken that last hit, we could have rested the Sabo, but at the same time, it might not have mattered unless we could have gotten out of a 14, right? Because the Dawn wasn't already allocated to the Sabo, so we would have just rested it down, and then they had to go 14 at face, and I don't know if we could have gotten out of 14. I'm not sure. Very good game, but very close one. All right, let's keep going. Trying to keep good pace here. Okay, we're doing pretty good on time. All right, so this is how long ago this was, guys, that some of this stuff has been sitting on my to-do list since Red Purple Law was still legal. Okay, very cool. So I guess this was at the end of OP07.5. But don't worry, as we get caught up more and more, it'll catch back up to the future. Maybe not in today's video, but as we go through these, as we get caught up. It's kind of fun to go over these old videos too, though, I think. Seeing Hody Jones versus Red Purple Law, I think that's kind of cool. So right here, I would just... okay, yeah, swing in for 8, very nice. I was going to say tap down the Sanji with the leader effect, but we have no follow-up attack for it. Oh, well. Okay, swing for 6 into 5. I think we're going to just 2K counter out of that. Seems good. They're going to use Sanji very aggressively here. That was very, very aggressive. And then Dawn -3, play out the Shiraya. They have a blocker now. I think we just go into the, Sanji. As aggressive as they just were, I don't understand why they didn't block with the Shiraya and 1K counter out just to keep on the aggression. So 6 into 5 here, 2K counter, easy. Okay, let's see what happens next. This Daruma is about to clean up, though, guys. This Daruma is about to clean up. We're going to take that one, go down to 2 life. It's 2 versus 2 when it comes to life. And remember, guys, we can just rest one of these Shirayas. Excellent. We can rest a Shiraya with the leader effect, and now we can start bashing in. I would go at the Shariah here. I'd go at the Shariah on the board because it would stay at 7,000. They would not be able to up it because it can't block. And then we'll go 6 into 1 here. He lets that go, and then I'd go into the Shariah, like I said. But we'll go 7 into 5. Seems good. Red Purple Law should take this. RP Law should take this one. But we'll see what happens. And then we have 5 Dawn. We're probably going to play out. Very nice. Play out the Yamato and your turn. Or, the opponent's turn. They're going to go 7 into 4. I definitely agree with that. And then we're actually going to counter out very aggressively. Very good. Okay, 6 into 4. Giving them everything. Okay, and now we'll go into it here. And now they'll probably Dawn -3. Oh, so -2, Dawn -3, bottom deck that, play out the Kid and Killer, come in for 8 into 6. That was an absolutely pristine play from Red Purple Law, right? Very well played. 9 into 4, no way they're saving that. We play out the Yamato, and we're off to the races. That's why it's so important to just prioritize the board, especially in a situation where we can start knocking out these Shariahs who are very low. Going for 6, but let's see what happens. Game's not over. We get a 9 cost Zoro. Uh-oh. What's happening next? Coming in for a Sanji. They play it very defensively. Okay, so they do a very defensive, and they're going to get punished. They're going to get punished right here, guys. And we're coming in for 7. GG. Wow, absolutely incredible. Let's see what the last card in his hand was as soon as he leaves. This guy said, very good. Oh, pause. It was just a Ein. Let's go back real quick, though. The Red Purple Law player said GG. Very good sportsmanship. And, guys, this is the situation right here where it's like you have to be a little more aggressive if you're playing Red Purple Law. They should have tried to go for it. Not that they still might not have won, but I'm just saying sometimes you just have to go for it, especially against a deck that has a way to tap on the board. Like he could have rest down a blocker and maybe try to get around the Sanji in another way. Hey, this deck's going to be running Hody Jones, right? Hody Jones is going to be running the 7-cost Hody Jones. Now, we didn't have that, but we did have the next best thing in this situation, which was a Noah's Ark. That was an incredible game. Very close call there, and that was actually awesome. Very good game. Okay, next game we got against Nami, it looks like. This should be pretty exciting. You got to love the Nami games here. And remember, guys, this was a while back, so they did not have all the stuff they used to. Or they do not have all the stuff back then that they do now, excuse me. This deck's running a Perfume Femur. Yeah, this is an older version. No big deal. And then, but check it out. It looks like they're going to load up, swing in for 8 from the get-go. This will probably get met with a, okay, interesting. Did they just do a, hang on, pause? So they just did a Rubber Band of Doom and 2K counter. I do not agree with that. I think they should have Gum Giant Gabbled if they had it. If not, you just take the hit, in my personal opinion. But we'll have to see. I will say Hody Jones is actually very well catered to go, especially this list with Yamato. It's actually very well catered to go against Nami because it can rest Dawn with the leader effect. So coming in for 5, they take the 5K hit. That is wild. And then, wait, did I miss something? Hang on. Wait, what just happened? So they go in for 5. Oh, and they get a snake dance from the trigger, bouncing back the Kaya to push back the Yamato. Brutal, absolutely brutal there. And now they're going to be able to replay out the Kaya. They get down the Yamato again, and here we go. So we have a 9 Dawn turn. I like this. Did you see what they were about to do, guys? It's going to be swing 5, and then swing straight up 14, double attack, banish. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Okay, they did use some kind of counter there. Coming in for 14. This is going to be double attack banish. They're going to go Gum Giant Gavel, Love Beam, and they do get out of it and go down to 3 cards. I'm going to be honest. If I were the Nami player here, I would have loaded 15 and gone straight into that. Actually, excuse me, they have a blocker down. Never mind. I thought that was Vanderdecken. That Hammond card is a 2-cost 2K blocker. Very, very nice. Okay, so smashing in here. Coming in with the Fisher Tiger, 10 with double attack and banish. They're going to Gum Giant Gavel. They're down to 20 cards, but this I think pretty sure Hody Jones is going to be catching up very quickly here. Okay, and remember we have that little 2-cost blocker anytime we need. So they swung in for 7 there. Okay, I'd probably 0-cost 3K to get out of that just to save the blocker. But we're going for 5. They take it. So they're taking these hits they can because if this guy comes, yeah, look, 15K double attack banish. Okay, They're going to Gum Gum, Giant Gavel, go up to 9K, Snake Dance, go to 17 after Love Love Beam, drawing cards all along the way, going for 6. They should take this, obviously. I would have taken that personally. And they're going to use a Sanji's Pilaf. They're down to 9 cards. Kaya, they're down to 7. And that might be it. I don't know if they have enough unless they hit a lucky trigger. Okay. 5 and a 5, 1K counter, obviously. And here we go. Play out the Spandine. They're going to grab back a Gum Gum Giant Gavel from the trash. So 2 Giant Gavels and a trigger from life, and I think this game's over. We'll have to see. But remember, they won't get any triggers from life if this Yamato double attack goes through. Okay, this is coming down to the wire, guys. Here we go. Yeah, you just go 15. You have to just go 15 here, I think. Okay, 13. So they're going to go 4-4. That would put them at 13 unless they don't have the other Giant Gavel. I think they have 3 Giant Gavels in the trash is what they were checking. Boom, that's gone. Now 6 they should be able to get out of. And then swing for 7. And they have the Giant Gavel. Oh, no. Down to 3. Spandine, Giant Gavel, GG. That's going to be game. So, wow, what a game that was. What an absolute game that was. So, rest down the blocker. Swing for 5, and they're just going to Giant Gavel and get out of it. GG. So, again, did you guys see what was happening there? So, let's look back real quick. I think maybe we could have done this differently on this turn. Let's look at this turn real quickly. I want to go back to full life. Okay, so remember, they only have 2 Dawn, right? Right here, I think what we should have done was use the leader effect to tap down the Mr. 1 or something, and just tap down their, excuse me, what am I talking about? Use the leader effect to tap down their Dawn. Let them have 1 Dawn, swing 15 at face with double attack, banish, pass the turn. Don't let them do anything else, and then, then we go about things next turn. But it might not have mattered in the end, because this 13 does go through, I think, correct? Let me see something. I think it actually does. Yeah, because the 2 cards, it was like a Margaret and something else that went into trash. Yeah, Margaret and something else. Okay, GG, though. That was a very close game. They were able to, the Nami was able to clutch it at the end. Very nice. That was a fun one. Even after resting it down. The thing is, we need to rest down their Dawn, right? When we're going for these attacks, rest down the Dawn with the leader effect. That's our only bet. Okay, next up we got another game versus Red Purple Law. I'm liking this Blast from the Past. And, while we're waiting for this game to start, guys, are we on play? Yeah, we're on play. And 2x speed. Yep, we're good. Do you guys think it would be okay for Red Purple Law to get back into the game at this point? Because I know a lot of, Red Purple Law was really insane in OP08 in the East. And that's why I got banned. And that's why, that's also why, Lucci was the only one that could really deal with it. And that card, and even Lucci got dealt with a little bit as well. He got a stage ban. But do you guys think going into OP09 and OP10, Red Purple Law can come back? I don't think it's that far-fetched. I'm not saying it should happen, but I really don't think it's that far-fetched either. So here we go. Swing for 5. They're going to take it aggressively, play out the Daruma, and if Law needs to deal with that card, that card is a menace, guys. Daruma is an absolute menace. It's so good at stealing games from the opponent. And I have to say, Hody Jones actually feels like it's a decent matchup against Red Purple Law with the way that it can rest down the board and rest down Dawn. Because Trafalgar Law is going very low in Dawn a lot of times. So if you can actually, rest any kind of Dawn, well, I don't know. I guess they don't play me much. They don't have that many defensive events. So never mind. Maybe that part's not super relevant. Okay, they're going to play out a Zoro. And we draw a 9-cost Zoro. And here we go. We got 5 Dawn left. I think we need to just slam down the Fisher Tiger here. Oh, nice. Swing into there. Leader effect. I think we probably should have done the Fisher Tiger at that card. I think that's what we should have done personally. Because it would have been 6 and a 4. If they want to give us a 2K, 1K, they can. Because then we're going to go 5 and 5. And that would be 2 more 2Ks. They'd have 3 cards left in hand if they even chose to defend it. Okay, but not a big deal. Now do we choose to swing again? Honestly, I think we should because he's probably just going to bottom deck this card next turn. Yeah, I agree with that. I actually agree with him attacking here because they could very easily play out like a Trafalgar Law or a Notama, minus 2,000 to the power of this character, bottom deck, and move on with their life. Okay, we're just waiting on a trigger. There was no trigger, and now we're just waiting for the Hody Jones to pass turn. Okay, there we go. Had to fast forward a little bit there. Okay, so let's see what Red Purple Law chooses to do here. They're up to 6 Dawn, so they can do pretty much whatever they want to. Okay, so I do have to fast forward some of this a little bit, guys. Okay, there we go. So now, I was going to say, it's just nothing's happening sometimes. So Queen's going to come down here. They're going to Dawn -1, draw 2, trash 1. This red-purple law player has so many cards. Swing for 6. It's going to be met with a 2K, 1K. Very nice. And then maybe they'll Dawn -3, cheat out something to attack again. Let's see what happens here. Dawn -3. What are they going to cheat out, though? They might cheat out something like a Black Maria. Actually, if this was OP07.5, it probably won't be Black Maria. It might just be something like a Shashian Penguin. Very good, yeah. So that ramps their Dawn back a little bit and gets them in a little better spot. Okay, Fisher Tiger coming in, resting down the Queen. I would aggressively counter out of this, I think, so that way I can save some life against the Daruma. Yep, 1K. Now they're going to go in for, what is that, 6, 7 into life. So I would take all this, I think. I'm pretty sure I would probably take all of this if I'm the Trafalgar Law, potentially get out of this attack. I would potentially get out of this one. Okay, let's see what happens. 2K, 1K. Yep, and here we go. Now, this is where Red-Purple Law should just start eating up this board, and this is like where Red-Purple Law starts to shine. So that card's gone for 1K. You know, they would need a 2K counter to get out of that, and we don't have that in our hand as the Hody Jones player. So let's see what they choose to do now. And guys, remember, this isn't 2x speed. This is in 2x speed, guys. It's just, Red Purple Law was a pretty complicated deck to play at the highest level. I will say that. I do think it required quite a bit of setup here. Okay, that's weird. No Gordon, no raise max to -3,000 here, and just get rid of that for free. They're going to draw up with Reiju, and now they are in a pretty good position. But here we go. Here comes Zoro. Okay, can they get around it? We're about to find out, right? We're about to find out, because this would take a Gordon plus raise max to -2 or -3, -3 bottom deck with leader effect and cheat something else out. All right, here we go. We're about to find out. Swing in for 5. I guess, yeah, I would take this for sure. It's like, hey, go ahead and swing with your whole board, please. Swing 5. Okay, swing 5. Ooh, there's Hody Jones. We got a 7 cost from our life. We do take those. We do take those. Okay, and now they still have a Queen they can attack with. Let's see what happens here. I wouldn't attack, but at the same time, you know, we know we have Hody Jones coming. So swing in for 7. Oh, man, this guy might be toast here. This Law player is toast right here. So the game's over, right? So let's pause. Everybody break this down, analyze it. So we have lethal on the board plus hand currently, right? So they can't swing for lethal. Right, they can't swing for 7 plus 7 into KOs because we only have to get out of 1 attack, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4K counter in hand, and whatever's left in our life. So they cannot go for lethal. So what are they going to do? Actually, did they already use the leader effect? How did they play the Kid and Killer? That's the one thing I need to know. Okay, so they could potentially go for lethal by playing out another Kid and Killer, and then us, you know, not being able to counter out of that. Because then they could go, all right, Dawn -3, Kid and Killer, swing 7, swing 7. 7, 7, 7. I think that might go through, depending on what our last life card is. If it's a 2K counter, we'd be fine. Okay, gotta fast forward, because this guy is just taking literally forever. So Dawn -3. They have another Kid and Killer. Okay, so here we go. This is what they did. They played it out with the leader effect. And yeah, okay, it looks like if they decide they made the same mistake as the last guy, Hody Jones. Wait, what? What's going on? Are we not going to do the Hody Jones here? I'm so confused. So pause. Guys, so right here what I would have done is Hody Jones, rest 2 blockers, and then we have 7 Dawn left, right? So it's going to be, so Hody Jones, rest 2 blockers. We have 7 Dawn left. So I would swing for 5, 8, 9, 9, 9. Right? So 5 gets met with 1K counter, 8 gets met with double 2K counter, 9's going to get the blocker, 9's going to get life, 9's going to get life. Game over. Right? That's how I would have done this one. But let's see. Maybe we can get through this in another way. Okay, swing for 9. If I were them, I would just use a blocker. That's for sure. Because, I think they conceded. So it looks like we conceded as Hody Jones. So pause. All right, perfect. So check out their hand real quick and realize the play I was talking about. If we play out the Hody Jones here, so this was a missed win. Let me bust out the accuracy meter. This was a missed win. All we had to do with 10 Dawn was play out Hody Jones. We have no life. It doesn't matter. You know, that's at the very end. We'll still get to use the effect and tap down 2 characters. So we can rest 2 blockers of our choice. Just rest the Queen and rest the Sanji. So that way they have to use the Eustace Kid anyway. It's the better target to get off the board. and then we just swing 5 with our leader, they're going to have to give us a 1k counter Reiju, right? Then we're going to swing for 8. They actually can't get out of that, so they're going to have to take that with a 2k counter, and then we're going to swing in for 9. They have to block, and we have 2 more 9k attacks coming in. So that was a really good game to show, like, make sure you're counting up lethal in the most ways you can, because I don't think there was any way to get out of that under any circumstance. Because think about it. If they get out of both of our lowest attacks, which was a 5k and then an 8k, that would take 1k out of hand, 2k, 2k. So they would only have 2 cards left in hand, right? 2 cards left. So then we come in for 9 3 times. 1 eats the blocker, 1 eats the last life, and then the last one's going to go through unless they had exactly a 2k, 2k, 1k left in hand, and that would have meant they had 4 2k counters in hand, during that game. Remember, we saw 1 Shashin Penguin on the field. We see another 2k counter Sanji on the board. It's just not going to happen. They just don't have it, right? They just simply don't have that. But at the same time, they should have been more aggressive, the Red Purple Law, to take us out, because I think they could have had lethal as well if they had gone more aggressively. Okay, now, next game. We got a game versus Jewelry Bonney. Okay, Hody Jones seems like he's kind of decent into Jewelry Bonney. I could be wrong about that, but you could just rest down her Dawn every single turn with your leader effect. Okay, swing 5 into the Jewelry Bonney. Very good. We played out the Dosen. And here we go. They're going to play out an Uruj right here. We're just going to rest down the Dawn. So now we can do whatever we want to. It's too bad we don't have the 5 cost, I think his name is Fisher Tiger, where we could have tapped down the Uruj and smashed into him. Okay, so we're going to go 6 into 5, but we did play out the Icarus Much, or whatever his name is, to cheat out a Hatchan, and we have got a pretty decent board here. And remember, they have to leave an extra Dawn active every turn, or we can rest everything with the leader. Okay, 5 into 5 here. I think we probably could counter out of this, but we'll take it. That's fine. I don't think it was the right or wrong play. I don't know about swinging. I don't know about swinging with the Uruj there. Okay, I would definitely use the leader effect here and just rest down that Dawn, absolutely. And now we get to go in with the Dosen, the Dosen. Okay, so 5 into 5. So just never going for the board is one thing. You know, I feel like we're never going for the board, which is a way to play. If you want to play super hyper aggressively, I get it. That's a way to play. But at the same time, I like going into the Uruj here. And I don't know why the Jewelry Bonney even countered out of that. Right, I just don't understand why they counter. I would take as much life as I could. So 6 into 5 there. Now 7 into 5. Now here we go. I do like this a lot better. Much better. Excellent. Going for the board. I think that is the way to go for sure. Okay, so we have Aladdin down. This is a 5 cost 6k blocker, and he has an on KO to bring a card out when he gets KO'd. You can bring a card. I think it's out of your hand though, not out of trash. And I think it has to be a cost 3 or less. I can't remember. Okay, so they're going to play out a Hody Jones. All right, 5 into 4. I'd let them have that. We don't need the 4K. Hey, thanks. That worked as a 2K counter in the end anyway. It acted as a blocker. We'll take it. 8 into 6, I would save this. Absolutely. Very nice. And, oof, we're going to have to lose that card. It is what it is. Use the leader effect there to tap that down. And now, what do we want to do? I don't think we can quite go for lethal. But I think we set up the Yamato this turn, honestly. Yeah, I think we go 6 into 5. Now this character's immune to KO. And then I think we, well, I would have probably left that, and I would have played out the, okay, interesting play there. So instead of playing out the Yamato and trying to go for next turn, it looks like we're just going to play out the Hody Jones and pass. Now, the only thing that scares me here is if this Bonney is playing 8 cost Eustace Kid. If they're playing 8 cost Eustace Kid, we could be in some trouble here. We could be in some trouble. Okay, they counter out. They stayed at 1 life. Seems good. Not a big deal, I mean. Like, not really a big deal. But if they play out an 8 cost Eustace Kid or a 10 cost Doffy, we're probably in a little bit of trouble. Right? We're probably in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, I would go 8 into 6 here. Go 8 into the Aladdin. See if there's anything that comes out of hand. 8 into 8. Odd. Very, very odd play. It made no sense. I completely disagree with that play. Playing out the Cavendish, playing out the Bartolomeo, playing out the Uruj, and we've got 2 blockers. Yep. Beautiful. Dropping their entire board down with a Noah's Ark. Coming in for 5. Actually, excuse me. We had to set down the Dawn. The player at the top made an absolute insane blunder. We have to go back and talk about it immediately. So the way that this should go is you go 8 into 6, right? You have a Hody Jones that can attack into this 8 cost 6K or this 5 cost 6K Aladdin on the board. Who cares about the on KO? It's one more card out of their hand, or they're gonna have to counter out of it aggressively. Perfect, we'll take it. But playing out that entire board of blockers just did not quite make sense to me, knowing we have Hody Jones. We have Hody Jones in this deck. I mean, there's one on the board, and we know what the leader does. It can also rest down any of these blockers we need to. So why would you not then play out the... They had 3 Eustace Kids in hand, and you could have just left your Basil Hawkins open and forced us to have Hody Jones just to try to get through. But remember, first go 8 into the 6 with the Hody Jones, then go 5 into life like they did. I think that was fine. Slam down the Eustace Kid, cheat out the Bartolomeo with it, attach a Dawn, your turn. 1 Dawn's active. They have to use leader effect. It just makes the most sense that way. This was just a strict blunder. Okay, so let's see what happens here. And then watch what happens, guys. They block her up. All right, boom, boom, boom. Now right here, their entire board was active, right, except the Hody Jones and the leader. Draw a card, draw Dawn. Now, look at what Noah's Ark does. If you have not seen this card, 6 cost, rest all of your opponent's characters, and the trigger can put the card into play and do the same effect. They're done. They're hosed, right? There's nothing they can do. We're going to drop every blocker on their board, and then we're going to rest our leader to rest their Dawn, and now we get to swing in for like 7, 9, and whatever's left. So dropping that down, use leader effect. Yep. Boom, rest their Dawn down. Beautiful. Swing for 7. Yeah, it was going to be swing for 7, swing for 8, swing for 9 probably. I mean, something along those lines, right? Swing 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they had triple of that in their hand. I don't know why they wouldn't use that. But hey, that's on them. That's not on us, guys. It's not our job to win the game for our opponent, right? It's not our job. In fact, it's the opposite. Our job is to win the game against our opponent. So, okay, red purple Luffy is what we got now. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I had to check the phone real quick. Okay, so red purple, I gotta pause real quick and get caught up. We start off with a turn 2 Daruma. Going first seems like the way to go for this deck, but we have to slam a Daruma right on turn 2. Yes, it does hurt our... How do I say this? It hurts our pressure a little bit because we don't get to attack into a 6,000 power leader right away, but not the biggest deal. We need to set up. I 100% agree with that decision. That was very well played by our green Hody player. And then turn 2 for the red-purple Luffy player is going to be met with a 7k to our face. We take it, and they drop down Zoro, and now we can rest Zoro, no problem. That card will not be surviving. Okay, I think that was a little bit overkill. So I think all we had to do... Pause. So let's go back real quick. So remember, Daruma, so watch this. All right, so rest that. That was perfect. Now, what we could have done here was just attach 1 Dawn to the Daruma to swing 6. It would be 5 plus 1 is 6 into the Zoro, right? Because it is just a Dawn times 1 effect, right? Let me rest, boom, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it is a Dawn times 1 effect when attacking. So I think we should have just attached 1 Dawn and swung 6 into the Zoro, and that would have been 2 cards out of hand, and then we could just do it again, right? And that'd be 2 more cards. They'd be down to 2 cards. They would not let the card survive. Let me say that right now. Or at least, at that point, if they take it the second time, then we can actually add more to it. However, if we do Dawn times 1, we can play out like something like the Jinbei in hand. Now, it looks like we did leave 1 Dawn open for the Kami, so that's fine as well. Okay, so they're not saving that card, no way. 9 into 6, very good. Good pressure here. And now we can slam down the Kami, and we'll do a top search. Hody Jones, man. I'd grab that Hody Jones in a heartbeat. Interesting. Favoring the Hammond over double Hody Jones. Very interesting. So I would take the Hody Jones just because we have the board right now, and I think we're about to lose a character. So, I mean, and next turn we'll be on 7 Dawn. So whatever they play this turn, we can leader effect and just swing in for 8 with our Hody Jones. 7 into 4, they can have that, sure. We've got double Noah's Ark in hand and a not a Vander. I keep getting mixed up with Hammond and Vanderdecken. Okay, 7 into face. I love it. They're gonna give us a 2k counter here, right? They have to give us a 2k counter. If they take this, it would be so greedy, and they are thinking very hard. Oh, triple. Was that a triple 1k? 1 second, guys. or excuse me, double, not triple, a double 1K there. Now we're going to swing for 6 into the Miss All Sunday. So I don't quite understand the logic there. Prioritizing the face over the character, but hey, it made it through, and we will take that. Because I like playing out the Fisher Tiger, but I think a slightly better sequencing would have been to rest the Miss All Sunday, and now we get more value from our attacks, right? Because we could have gone 6 in the Miss All Sunday, and they could have gave us a 1K, 1K, then we can go 7 into the Luffy. But if they saved, you know, or 7 more into the Miss All Sunday, I guess it kind of came to the same, it came about the same way, but, you know, how do I say this? I always try to go for the board first. That's just me. But hey, that worked out just fine as well. 6 into 6. I think I'd probably save this. Yeah. What do they have in hand? Yeah. Give him a 2K. Okay. Oh, they play out the 10 cost Luffy. So an absolute play mistake from our opponent here. Oh, they had to ramp to 10. Excuse me. Did they have to ramp to 10? 1 second, guys. We do have to go back real quick to the beginning of their turn. So they drew a card, drew a Dawn. They're going to use the leader effect to ramp to 10. So typically what happens is a red-purple... Let me pause. Typically what happens is you do not use that effect until you get to 10 Dawn, and then you play out the 10 cost Luffy, throw all your Dawn away, use your leader effect to ramp back to 1 Dawn, and then you play out the 10 cost Luffy. You use the 1 Dawn to gain a Dawn with the 10 cost Luffy's activate main effect, and then you attach the 1 Dawn to your leader to swing for 7. But they had to mess the order up there. I would really like to see the red-purple Luffy player's hand, because I do think that was a slight play mistake. Okay, so they play out the 10 cost Luffy like we saw. They're going to have to just pass turn and then go about things that way. Okay, so they're at 2 Dawn. They're going to ramp a Dawn with the character's effect, but now I don't think they even get to use their leader's effect, right? Because I think the leader effect you can only use at 1 or at 0 life, and then at 8 or more, something along those lines. Okay, so they beat up our board a little bit there. They got rid of the Fisher Tiger. We're down to 3 life. We're going to rest the blocker. 2 into 0. Perfect. Absolutely. He's not going to save that card. I wish he'd save that card, right? Play out the Yamato. Play out the Daruma. We are setting up for lethal this next turn. Next turn, we have lethal. The red-purple Luffy should completely ignore that Cammy. We're not using Cammy, so he should totally ignore it. Okay, going to play out Porsche. Do a top search. Let's see what he snatches. I'll tell you guys what he gets. Just waiting for them to do the search. They did Dawn -1, and they grab a Tony Chopper, which was ideal for them. They're going to need that. Now they're going to ramp a Dawn with that effect back up to 6, and they have a blocker now. But remember what our leader does, guys. Our leader says, I don't care that you have a blocker. So they're going to go up to 7 Dawn with the 10 cost Luffy's effect. Looks like, oh, they got a stage there. They were going to rest the Chopper, but there's no need. Well, I guess there is a need. They should have done that, actually. So they're going to counter out because they left one up for Rad Beam. So right here, I think what we're going to have to do is leader effect, rest the Chopper, and just try to get around them like that. So 2 into 0, of course, they're going to just let that go. And now, okay, if they're smart, I would just take this hit. If you can't swing with Dosen for, well, I guess you can. I would take this hit personally, because that way the Yamato double attack doesn't really count anymore. It doesn't really matter. But I guess it doesn't matter either way. So, but yeah, I would still take the hit for sure. Okay, so now they can swing in, and okay, we might be in trouble now. We might be in trouble. They get a trigger to set up to one of their. They ramp a Dawn, swing in for 6. Okay, now they just have to counter out. And like I said, I think we're actually in a little bit of trouble now. I do think we're in trouble. And now swing for 9. They can just take it, or Rad Beam if they have a Rad Beam, and they'll get out of it with 1. So we should have at least... whoops, I just paused and unpaused. I think we should have at least swung for 10, but I think we wanted to play out the blocker. So that was a strange sequencing there. So we got punished. We have to go back. We did get punished for a misplay right here. So remember... They hit us, and we got this trigger. And let me see what the trigger does. Is it KO, or is it rest a 4 cost or lower? Let me see. Whoops. It keeps going back over. I can't say he's going too fast for it. Okay. I think it might KO a 4 cost or lower character. All right, let me go like 1x speed, or like negative speed here. 25 speed. All right, here we go. Play. All right, it's waiting for it. Like, here it comes. It's about to go over it in just a second, guys. I know we got to go really slow here. There we go. Yeah, rest an opponent's character that costs 4 or lower. So we should have rested the Tony Chopper in preparation for if they were going to use a Rad Beam. Now, they may have left 2 Dawn active in that case. However, again, it's not our job to let our opponent win the game. They might not know how Hody Jones works. They might think it only rests a character. So if we can rest down their Tony Chopper right here with this effect, then we can rest down the 1 Dawn they leave open at the end of the turn once they swing for 8. Again, we can't go backwards in time or anything like that, but that was a little bit punishing because they might have not realized that our leader effect can tap down a Dawn. So we should have tapped down the Chopper there and then gone about things that way. Okay, we used that to counter out, but let's see what happens. The game's not over yet. So again, we tapped that down with the leader effect. We swung in. We swung for 6. They take this, which was the right thing to do. Then they're going to swing for 6 more, and now they can just take this. Now they can counter out and just take whatever comes in from the Yamato. And remember that we swung for 9 with the Yamato, which gets met with a perfect 4K counter Rad Beam, which is an easy cleanup for them. Okay, now we have, 3K counter in hand. Let's see what happens. I don't remember if that Jinbei's a 2K or a 1K. I can't remember. But we're in a little bit of trouble. We're in a little bit of trouble. They could also try to go for the board, though. But again, remember, guys, the game is definitely not over. We can summon a Vanderdecken from our hand. So, okay, Vanderdecken could be pretty interesting here, guys. Could be pretty interesting. Okay, let's see what happens. Just waiting for our opponent here to make up their mind. I'm going to fast forward. So they're going to swing 6 into 4. And honestly, yeah, I think so 2K, 1K to get out of that. Very nice. So that card is a 2K. So the Jinbei is a 2K apparently, right? All right. So we get out of that. And now what? Now what are they going to do? We do have a blocker, so they couldn't really go for game. So that was helping us. But again, I just want to know what's in our opponent's hand. What do they have in their hand? They attach a Dawn. They're swinging for 6 here. And here we go. Swing for 7 into 4. We'll give them the blocker. We'll use Vanderdecken. Or no, it's not Vanderdecken. There I go again, guys. I keep messing up with that. That card looks like Vanderdecken, but it's actually Hammond. They're going to go 12 into it. We're going to block it. They have 8 Dawn left. They're going. Oh wow, a dragon. So they're going to come in for 11, and I would smash into the Daruma. But my question is, are they going to have enough to survive here? I don't think they have enough to survive. We're about to find out. They have 4 cards in hand. Yeah, I think we just have to divvy up the Dawn. Swing 10, swing 10. I think we should have swung with the Yamato first to banish whatever the card was. But hey, that's okay. Okay, it looks like they had it either way. Well, I don't know, actually. Let's see if they go for lethal. Let's see what kind of triggers we get. It depends. Okay, we get that one. We should have counted out of that one, but not a big deal. Yeah, we were hoping for a pause. We were hoping for a what's it called? Noah's Ark, I think. Either way, very good game. Right here, though, I do think we should have swung with the banish first to see if they could have saved it, and then maybe we actually could have gone for the board. But at that point, it's pretty much over if we can't get through the 1 attack. So yeah, I personally would have gone for 9K banish with the Yamato, and then I would have gone for 11K with the leader. If it works, it works. Or I guess at that rate, I guess 10 and 10's the best way to do it. Never mind. So just 10 and 10, because we have to get rid of that first card or we just lose. Really good game, though. Okay, they got out of it, and they clean us up there. Okay, GG. Okay. So now we got a game versus Reiju. We got Reiju versus Hody Jones here. A lot of Hody Jones action today, guys. A lot of Hody Jones action today. All right, and here we go. Just going to use the leader effect because you can. Why not? Play out the Kami. We do a top search there. We grab the Aladdin. And let's see what the Reiju player is going to do here. Okay, they're going to pay 1, Germa 66 search. They grab a Ikiji. And 2K counter out of the 5K attack. Play out another Kami. Going to grab a Hammond. The card I keep getting confused with Vanderdecken. And they're going to play out the stage finally. They get the stage. They're going to trash the Ikiji, the 7 cost, and get a Reiju. 8 into 5. Very good. Countering out early on. I like that, so that way they can't bounce it back with like a 5 cost guy if they're even running that. Play out a blocker, filling out the board. I'm loving this. Very, very nice. Very well played. Okay, they're going to play out a Reiju. They're going to cheat out the Reiju. They're going to draw up to 8. So they started with 7. They go up to 8. Seems good. Play out the Akiji there. They're going to drop the power of that down. Swing for 5. That's the 1K we should give him. And I think we should just take this one. Okay, we're going to cheat out the Hammond. We have 5 life. Let's use life. Guys, don't be afraid to use your life as a resource. Do not be afraid to use your life as a resource. So 7 into 5. They're going to give us a 2K, 1K. Going to play out the Aladdin here. We've got double blocker. It looks good. And okay, it looks like we're just trying to slam down Zoro. That's the name of the game here. That's our strategy. Keep our life high, slam down Zoro, and say good luck to our opponent. Play out another Germa stage. They revealed a Gina with that with the Porsche Surge. They're doing all kinds of stuff right now, guys. Keep up. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not getting every single thing. Let me pause. They play out the 4 cost, cheat out the 7. -2 to one of our blocker, the 5K blocker. They swung for 5 with the character first, then they're going to swing 5 with the Porsche. Actually, they just played the Porsche. So, and I think that's how they were able to cheat out the 4 cost Akiji, was with the Porsche, even though they snatched the 2K counter with the Search. So they're going to go 5 Reiju, 5 with the leader Reiju, 7 with the Akiji, 7 with the other Akiji, and this is looking pretty grim. This is actually looking pretty. Oh, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So hey, that was observation hockey from our Hody Jones player. That's why they've been protecting their life so hardcore. They've been saving their life. They've been protecting their life this entire time because they just knew with that observation hockey what was coming. They knew Noah's Ark was on top. Beautiful, perfect play, incredible. Probably the best Noah's Ark I've ever seen. Okay, swing for 6. Yep, absolutely. Beautiful. And they're going to use a Germa 66 search here to grab a promo Sanji. Okay, I think that's the blue 2K counter Sanji, by the way, for those who might be wondering. I'm not exactly sure, though. So 5 into face is going to be met with a 2K counter. They're slamming down Zoro, and they're saying, all right, bud, your turn here. Your turn. So we don't really have anything crazy we can do, unfortunately, next turn. They do have 3 life. So if they can just establish... I don't know if they're running Yanji or not, but I know they're... Okay, I know they're playing Chopper, and we can rest the Chopper with our leader. However, I don't know if it's going to be enough. In fact, are we even going to survive this turn? Because I think we might need to go 5, 5, 5, 5. The Reiju player might end up going... They could go like 4 6s and 2 7s and play from there. Or just all 5s. I like that as well. 8 into 6. Yep, we knew that was going to happen. That was perfect. Unfortunately, we couldn't get an on-KO effect. That's okay. Okay, and now 5. 5 more with the leader. Okay, or not. They go 7 first, and 7 more with the leader. Okay, that makes more sense now. They have 2 Dawn. They're going to play out the dog, or Chopper. And then now we could rest the Chopper. Swing 2 into 0. They're not saving that thing. That would not be very wise. Now, the question is, can we make it through? Okay, we might want to try to clean up the board. Okay, I don't know if I agree with that, because it's a lot easier to get out of a 7 than it is a 9. A 5, right? It's a lot easier to get out of a 7 than it is a 5. So right here, swing for 10. Okay, so now they're going to let this one go as well. KO the rest. That was solid. That was very solid. But hopefully they don't have any more of the 4 cost guys or a judge or something, because a judge could be absolutely disastrous here. Could be absolutely disastrous. 5 in. Okay, they have 8 Dawn active. Yep, slamming judge. Dawn -1 with the effect. Trash 2 cards from hand. Start playing all the cards out from your trash. He has everything but the 3 cost blocker, or the 4 cost blocker guy. Yanji, I think his name is. And here we go. Draw a card with the leader effect. Now they're going to trash the Reiju. Draw 2 more cards. Play out the Akiji, KOing one of these guys. -2 to the... oh, okay. 0 cost 3K. Perfect. So they did -2 to the Zoro, and yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. I don't know why. Oh, they don't have the 5 cost guy in their trash, apparently. Interesting. Okay, so let's see if we have enough. Let's see if they have enough to survive here. I think I would go 9. Yeah, beautiful. 9's going to get 3 cards out of hand. They need to counter out of this or they just lose. Okay, I mean, they did counter out of it. In all fairness, they did counter out. So right here, I think, yeah, 9 into 7, stand it up, at least get 1 character off the board, and then play out a blocker. Yeah. Oh, no, they got out of that too. Oh, geez, guys, this is a nightmare for our Hody player. After the greatest Noah's Ark trigger of all time, we're in deep water right now, guys. We're in the thick of it here. I will say this though. Whoa, going in for... I would take this. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'd take that. Very good. They have 1 card in hand. What are they going to do with it? They are down to only 7 Dawn. So coming in for 8. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then they come in for 9. GG. That was a close game. Oh, man. How unfortunate. Okay, so real quick, here is the, the person wanted to show the deck list real quick. Let me take this off for just a second, and I'm going to remove my face. So here is the deck list, guys. They're running 3 Yamato, 4 Hachan, 4 of the Icarus Much, 4 Kami, 4 Daruma, 3 Dosen, 3 Hammond, 2 Hody Jones. That's interesting. I would expect more Hody Jones. In fact, I would probably just play 4 Hody Jones over just like the 2 and 2 for Zoro. And then 4 of the Aladdin, 3 Fisher Tiger, 4 of Jinbei, 2 Demon Face. That was kind of cool. We did see that card go off that last game where it popped 2 characters that were rested. That cost, I think, 5 or less, or 6 or less, whatever it was. 4 of the Zero Cost event, and 4 Noah's Ark. Awesome. Okay, now let me put the this back on, because we do still have more games, guys. It's not over. We're not done. We are not done, guys. Looks like they're going to make a quick tweak to the deck, adjust some things real quick. Let's see what they choose to do. Okay. Looks like they want to add Krieg. I like adding Krieg to the list, guys. They're going to remove 2 cards, add in Krieg, and we're back to it, guys. We're back at it. Okay. I'm going to start off with a Kami search. We're against green-black Perona here, and 3 Dawn turn. We have beautiful. We always have the Daruma going first. You love to see it. Kami into Daruma. Okay, going very aggressive, trying to save the Daruma from the Perona. Very, very smart. Go very aggressive and try and just clear this board out. Just get rid of this whole board. Okay, so playing out the Aladdin here, I like that. And remember what I was saying, if we had traded out all of our Zoros, there were 2 Zoros and 2 Hody Jones, the 7 cost. Imagine if this was a Hody Jones right now. Let's see how it would have done on curve, because we just went 5 Dawn Aladdin, and then it would be 7 Dawn Hody Jones. Let's see what we could have pulled off here. Okay, they're going to rest our guy. They're going to have the Ryuma. Oh, maybe not. 8 into 6. I would counter out of this potentially. But we can counter. I guess we would be able to. Yeah, I agree with just trashing the Zoro. We could have potentially just let it get KO'd right and played out a card from our hand. The Hachan, or excuse me, the Daruma. I think. I could be wrong about that. I need to read Aladdin, guys. If it comes up again, I'll try to read it. There, pause. Perfect timing. Okay, if your leader has Fishman type, summon a cost 3 or lower Fishman or Merfolk type character card from your hand. So yeah, I think it would have been nice there to actually maybe let him go and just cheat out the Daruma, because they had no Dawn left, right? We could have just done what we wanted. Now again, going into this turn, let me go back real quick. So we swing for 5, we swing for 7. What we could have done there was just rest down the Otama. Don't worry about the Otama. Played out the Hody. Actually, don't even... okay, pause. So imagine, again, if we had not trashed the... so let's go back. We're going to do a total rethinking process here. Right here, if this was a 7-cost Hody Jones, the Zoro in hand that has the Zoro picture, if that was a 7-cost Hody Jones, what we could have done is just let this card get KO'd. That's fine. Actually, at that point, we would want to save it. Never mind. So I would use the 0-cost 3K with the Aladdin, because we'd be playing out the 7-cost Hody next turn. And what I would do is I would go 0-cost 3K to save this guy like you did. And then, but I would have done 0-cost 3K trashing the other Aladdin in hand to save it. And then on this next turn, we'd have 7 Dawn. I would swing for 5 with Leader, 6 with Aladdin, and 8 with Hody Jones. And I would just take the card from my life and play aggressively and fill my hand size back up, so I have a better chance of either refilling the board or protecting it. Because this next turn, they're probably going to try. So watch. So we counter out. We swing for 6. We swing for 7, which I do like that a lot. They go down to 1 life. We slam down Aladdin and pass. They're on their 8 Dawn turn now, so this actually would have been a really good time for us to establish what we were saying, because it would have been very hard for them to deal with the board at that point. But who knows? Okay, they don't even have it. They're not even going to swing. So we got to let that go. Maybe slam down Daruma. Yeah, try it. I mean, he might tap it, but oh well. If he taps it down, he taps. Oh, nice. He didn't have anything to do it. Perfect. We're in good shape now. So right here, we're at 5 life. I don't think we should use our leader effect. Yeah. Oh, and we have a Noah's Ark. We could potentially go for lethal. Yeah, swing 5. I love that. Absolutely love that. Go for 7, and then go for 7 twice. Beautiful play. Now, they might not lose right here, but we've got everything out of their hand. They're going to take this last life. Your turn. We have 2 bodies on the board. If he KOs our... well, we can actually save quite a bit. Oh, but he's got that. Okay, but now we can save this next one. It has to be a 3-cost or lower. Vanderdecken. He's going to have to tap it down. It saves us a life, I guess, but I think we should have taken that. And what do we have here? Oh, man. That's not good. 2K counter to get out of that. Play out the Jinbei. Okay, so what does that Jinbei do? Hang on, guys. We got to look at this Jinbei. I actually don't know off the top of my head because it's like a promo level Jinbei. Gummit, it's so fast. Okay, it is an on play. We got to go back, guys. I apologize. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to 1x speed. I should just need 1x speed for this one. Okay, so we're just on normal speed right now. So attach the 1, swing for 6 just to get around the Sabo blocker. I 100% agree with that. Pause. So 4 cost. It has on play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less, but it's a 2K counter. So it's a utility card. It's not a horrible card, but it's also not a great card. This not a great card. I'm sure there's better options we can get than this. But still, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world. So tap that down, play out the Yamato, and now we're basically threatening them, saying, hey, you have to win this turn or fully clear my board because we're coming in, you know, for some big damage next turn. They have another Sabo. Wow, they clear the board. Seems good. If we just get... Oh, okay, we did get a... We're going to make them give us the Sabo. Yep, play out the Krieg. We don't need targets. Your turn. Okay, let's see if we can survive now. Okay, you know, if I'm saying if our Krieg can survive. Wow, man, they just play out an Otama, searched up You Can Be My Samurai, tap the 2 Otamas, draw 2 cards. They have 8 Dawn left. They're going to have to play out like a Gecko Mori and get a blocker maybe. I don't know how they're supposed to get out of this because they have to remove our king and establish a blocker. They have to do both. Okay, well, I guess that's not going to be too... No, I'd let it go. Just let it go, yeah. And then play out a blocker. Man, it just won't go away. This is where we need a Hody Jones. Oh, it can only hit a 4 or less. No. Noah's Ark! Let's go! That was the craziest game. These Noah's Ark triggers are insane, guys. These Noah's Ark triggers are absolutely insane. We did have a Hody Jones as our next card in life, and we had a Dosen at the very, very bottom of our life. That was awesome. You gotta love the Hody Jones, or excuse me, the Noah's Ark triggers. Those are wild. I mean, this guy can be mad about it, but the truth is he only had 2 cards left in hand, and even if we drew Noah's Ark from the top of our deck, 6 cost, rest your board, attach the remaining 4 Dawn, swing for 9. He can't get out of it. So really good stuff there. That was a lot of fun to watch too. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let me fast forward, see if they have any more games for us. I think they have a few more. Yep, nice. We got a game versus Doffy. Okay. All right, we got a game versus Doffy. All right, now remember, this is an older version of Doffy, so they probably don't have the Trafalgar Law or the Boa Hancock, but that's okay. That is A-okay. We're getting a real treat here seeing all this Hody action. Okay, and it looks like there's about 20 minutes left, about 23 minutes left of footage, so probably about 10 minutes left because we're in 2x speed. Okay, so they do a Perona top 5 search, going to swing in for swing 5 into 5 here. They take it very aggressively, play out the Daruma. I love that, perfect. And here we go. Let's see what they choose to do. So guys, I don't know how this matchup's going to go. I don't know if I've ever seen the Hody Jones versus Doffy, or if I have, it's been a while since I've seen it. I can't really remember. And again, guys, I have to say I'd rather that Zoro be a Hody Jones, the 7 cost, because remember this guy's running 2 and 2, which is not the end of the world. It's not a bad thing, but it would just be so nice to just play it out right on turn 3 or turn 4 and just slam him. Okay, I do think, yeah, rest that beautiful. Swing 2 into 2. Let's see if they want to give us a counter, please. Okay, play that out. Don't attack. Set it for next turn. I'm liking that. Okay, the turn where you can get an Icaros Much into some other, you know, just straight gas like that. Yeah, that's going to be pretty nice, right? That's going to be pretty nice. Double dosing, and they're on double dosing. That sounds interesting. I didn't mean it like that, though. Double dosing, or Daruma. Double Daruma. I had it wrong the whole time. I keep messing up all these Fishman characters. I was calling Hammond, Xandra Decken, or whatever his name is. I was calling Daruma, Dosen. I'm messing up everything today, guys. But Icaros Much, the 5 cost guy, whatever his actual, because I don't think that's his actual name, but whatever his actual name is, he can cheat out these characters and give you so much tempo. It's a very good card to have in the deck. All right, 6 Dawn left, and they can't Gravity Blade us, guys. It costs 7 for Gravity Blade. Okay, they're swinging in for 7 unblockable. You can have it. 0 cost 3K. Trash. I would trash the Zoro personally, but hey, that's fine. Because hey, that Noah's Ark could have came in handy, right, if he starts blockering up. So let's see what they do here. They got 4 Dawn left. We are on 2x speed. They're going to play out a Doflamingo. Remember, guys, like I said, this is a little bit earlier on. I think OP07.5 or early OP08, where they did not have all the new cards for Doffy. Okay, now right here, I think it's time to turn on the gas. Oh, beautiful. We can rest that down with our leader effect. We'll go, okay, yeah, we're going face, it turns out. As it turns out, we're going face. Okay, so that guy stood up. So 7 into 5. They take it. 7 more into 5. Let's see. I mean, they probably should counter out of this. Are we going to try to play out the Aladdin here, or are we going to try to keep the pressure on and put out the Hammond? I think we should. I would have gone for the board again. I know that's. I sound like a broken record, but I'm just like, okay, 7 into your Gecko Moria. Give me cards, and then 9. Wow, swinging in for 9. We're trying to drop him down to 0 life, and then next turn we'll just try to close this out, I guess. Very, very interesting. Gravity Blade. Oh, man. Gravity Blade trigger. It happens. Those triggers really can turn a game on their head, because we would have put them down to 0 life, and that's extremely relevant because they might clean up our board now. We have a 4K and a 6K on the board. They might be able to clean this up pretty easily. I am going to fast forward ever so... Okay, never mind. I was going to fast forward, but now they're starting to play faster. 8 into 4. That card's gone. And then let's see what we do here. That Doflamingo, I guess we should keep, I guess he should keep it active, because we have to use our leader effect just to tap that card down, and then we don't get to swing with our leader. So I guess they should keep the Doffy active, maybe even play out another one. They have 3 Dawn left. I would play out another Doffy here and go about things that way. Beautiful, so they do that. Okay, they set their top 5 cards, and here we go. Now, we're going to go 5 into 5 here, it looks like. Let's see which Doffy he decides to give us. I would definitely just use a Doffy here. Actually, no, we don't have to, because now he can't rest the Doffys unless, well, our opponent doesn't know our hand, but if we have a Hody Jones, that'd be the only way to get around it. And if that Zoro in our hand was Hody, that's, you guys know what I'm thinking. But it looks like we're going to slam down the Zoro and go about it that way. Okay, 6 into 5. Maybe they'll give us a blocker here. Actually, I'd probably just take it. Slam down the Zoro, and your turn. Okay, what are they going to do now? I really wish I could see what was in the other player's hands sometimes. You know, that would be so good for these, because then I would make such a different call based on that. So they're going to go 8 into 6 into the Icaros much here. Then they're okay. Now they're starting to speed up. Sorry guys, I had to fast forward a little bit. They're going to swing 7 into 5. We're going to take that. They did not use the leader effect. Oh, Boa Hancock to stop the attack from Zoro is crazy, guys. Wow. See, oh, nice. So we're going to be able to trash probably the Dosen to KO the 2 targets on the board. And now play out some blockers here. Try to set up for next turn. That was an insane play with that that Boa. If they have another Boa here, we might be in a little bit of trouble. We might be in a slight amount of trouble here. So let's see what happens. I would take every hit, by the way, if they attack. If they attack in, okay, Jinbei into the Doflamingo, top 5 search, and then let's see what they decide to do. Okay, I just fast forward twice, 3 times. They're going to swing for 6 with the leader. There's we 2K counter out, beautiful. And now we know we're pretty much not at jeopardy of losing the game because we have all these blockers. But they're in trouble. What do they have that's going to save them here? Swing for 5, we take it. And then they can only swing with their Boa to try to, oh, okay, get back a 2K counter, maybe with Gecko Moria. They get a Trafalgar Law back. I believe it's the 2K counter from OP07. Rest the board, swing in for 9, stand them up, and that's going to be a wrap, guys. There's no way out of that one. And, yeah, it would take every card from their hand to save this, or all but 1 card, and then we just stand it up and swing 9. GG. That was a fun one there. That was a good game. They had a 10-cost Kaido in hand. Can't do nothing with that against a board that's this aggressive. Guys, Noah Arc is the absolute MVP of today, right? I mean, it's just taking out everything. Broken card, needs ban. No, I'm just kidding. Awesome card, though. Very powerful. Not many people see it coming. Okay, so it looks like the Yamato is going to go first here. Drop down the Otama. And they search up, you can be my samurai. Okay, let's see if they do the traditional swing 8. I would take it. Beautiful. Absolutely take it. Okay, swing for 5 here. Slam down the 3-cost Dosen, I guess. Play out the Kami. Okay, we'll get the Fisher Tiger. Not many options there. 3 Fisher Tigers and a Noah's Ark. They did play out the Neko Mamushi from that. They got a trigger for Neko Mamushi. Seems good. Okay, Hina's going to tap down the blocker, and let's see what they choose to do here. Draw 2, seems good. Swing for 7, into 4. This is brutal. They got a absolutely perfect pull to deal with us. Okay, beautiful. Worked as a blocker anyway. We were going to use that. Now we can pop. We got to trash a card from hand. We have 2 Aladdins. Good choice. Pop that. I would swing 2 into the Otama. So I do think that was a play mistake. We should have swung for 2 into Otama there, because they could use that future later on for a Dawn to use with You Can Be My Samurai and with one other target. Okay, just here we go. They're going to use Hiyori, set the top card. And let's see what happens now. They have 5 Dawn left. Are they going to use the 5-cost Momonosuke? I think so. And then they could push one of the cards back to life. And they push the green Otama. And that's one of the reasons we should have got rid of that card, because that's a searcher they can search up more stuff with. I really like this green-yellow Landawano Yamato deck. And I was really hoping that was the way the deck would be built. But it ended up not being that great, unfortunately. It was for a little bit, like before people knew about it. Swing for 5, he'll probably use Momo on this. Or he'll just 1k counter. Seems good. Swing for 8 with double attack. He should just Momonosuke this. Okay, or take 2. You got it. He did know a Neko Mamushi was coming, so maybe that was his actual intent. Playing out the Aladdin, we have a blocker. We have 3 life. We're actually doing just fine. But they do have a lot of cards in hand. That is a little bit concerning. And remember, they do have a Neko Mamushi. They can start attacking into our board with our active characters like the Aladdin. So play out the Hiyori here. Resting those 2 to draw 2. Play out the Momo. Recycling the Otama to life. That is getting out of control. We need to get rid of that card as soon as possible. But we might have missed our only opportunity. So he uses the leader effect to attach 2 to the Neko Mamushi. Go 10 into 6. I agree with that. Cheating out the Dosen seems good. And now maybe that was what we needed. Now we can smash in here. Oh, we have a Noah's Ark as well. So if we put this down, swing for 9k with double attack, he really needs to counter out of this, or he's probably dead meat, right? He's probably in deep trouble. Unless he can get out of the next 2 attacks, which would be a 8 and a 5, or a 6 and a 7. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely get rid of these little characters in this deck. Like, against a deck running black that can return the cards, maybe not. But against a deck that can't, like green, yellow, Yamato, yeah, get the little cards off the board. He saves that. 7 and a 6. He lets that one go, and we are in a little bit of trouble here. We are in quite a bit of trouble. I think what they should do, I mean, I know perfect knowledge of our hand, of course, but swinging for 9 is what I would have done, and that would have gone through. We get a Noah's Ark. Wait, why didn't we use Noah's Ark? Or we did. Okay, that scared me. I was like, wait, we got it. We got Noah's Ark. Beautiful. Hiyori, going to play out the other Momonosuke. Gaining a life. That is so annoying. That is so strong, guys. So they're up to 3 life. And we have none. We need to win this game. We have a Noah's Ark. We might have to go for it. But here's the issue. If we play it out, I think we should have used the leader effect to rest their Dawn, and then maybe the Noah's Ark. Yeah, see, I just don't think we can get around all this. Maybe even just play a blocker and just go for board is what we probably should have done. Okay, 5 into 5. They take that. That was interesting. But remember, we only have 7 Dawn left. Oh, man. We literally can't do it. We literally just can't do it. This is a tragedy. Oh, no. What do we do? This is where we need some type of blocker, but not a super expensive one. Okay, swing in. Probably try to get rid of the board a little bit. We can still go. We'll go 7 into 5. He'll probably take this and get a 2k counter. Yep. And then play out the excuse me, play out the Aladdin. So we do have a blocker. He just has Hody Jones, and we lose. All right, GG. That was the end of it. That was all the games. That was an absolute blast. Let me see if we can go back to the deck list real quick, guys, and we'll end on that. Right. Give me just a minute to try and find it. It's right here. So here is the list they were running with some revisions. Let me let him totally fix it, and then we'll pause it. Let's see what he does. He puts in Krieg for, let's see what he takes out. Okay, he takes out the Demon Face and puts in 2 Kriegs, and this is where he leaves it. So now I will go like this, move my face cam down, and there we go. So this, whoops, I don't know what I'm hitting spacebar to, but whatever the case is, this is the deck list they were running, guys. If I were to give any of my own revisions. And remember, this was a while back, so this was around OP07.5, so we can't judge too much on more newer cards. But one thing that I would have probably made a slight revision, I just didn't really care for the Zoro that much. I would have just gone with the double Hody Jones because we have the leader that makes where we don't even lose a life. Or we might want to lose a life, right? So sometimes you might want to lose the life to gain it, to draw cards and get advantage in that way if our opponent's trying to, starve us, like in the case of like a Nell or something like that. But the list looks really good other than that. That's the only thing I would change, to be honest, guys. In fact, maybe I'd go up one Hody Jones and one Krieg. I actually think Krieg was pretty nice at the end. I think that was pretty good. I don't think the card was that bad, and I think it was presenting a lot of like lethality towards the end. It was like, okay, we can't really let that stay on the board. I would potentially, so here's the potential changes I would make. I would probably go down the 2 Zoros and go down a single Noah's Ark, and then I would put those cards elsewhere. Now, this version isn't running the Vanderdecken, it looks like. Because I think early on, didn't we see a Vanderdecken? I'm pretty sure we did. And that's where I got so confused after the game, or after, in the next few games, we only saw the Hammond. So maybe that was what was going on. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember now. But other than that, I think this deck looks pretty clean. Looks like a lot of fun. It could probably also, well, actually, I was going to say it could go up some 2K counters. However, it does have 8 2K counters and 4 of the 0 cost 3K, and that's probably going to be enough. So, really cool stuff, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Again, this was not my list. We're trying to get caught up on the endless amounts of VV labs that we have to get through. I've got 13 pages of them we have to get through of like backlog or backstock, whatever you want to call it. We'll get through it eventually. We might not do it every day in a row. I thought I was going to be able to knock this out in like 2 or 3 days and just be done with it. Nope, it's going to take a lot longer than that, guys, but we will get through it eventually, okay? And I'll probably spread it out. Like I said, I think I mentioned earlier in the video, maybe we'll knock out 1 or 2 of them a week and have normal videos for the rest of the time. But hey, we'll get there eventually. These are a lot of fun, and these are actually very educational, okay? So really good stuff here. Big shout out to the person who submitted this entire clip here. Sigma gameplay, like it says at the very top left. You guys see that up here? Yep, absolute Sigma gameplay with 0 doubts in my mind. Big shout out to the person who submitted this. Good stuff, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to, let me go ahead and hop over to the playmat page. Big shout out to anybody and everybody who supports the channel, guys. Thank you so much. If you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, anything like that, using my TCG player affiliate link, anything like that, I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Big shout out to the VV Pirates playmat supporters over here. Hope you guys are enjoying your playmats. And then, of course, last but not least, the patrons, the VV Pirates patron page. Thank you guys so much for donating and just trying to help the cause and trying to keep the dream alive, keep the channel going. All right, thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put them down in the comments section below. All right, until next time, guys, peace.